going on here? First I have to shoo away a creeping white tomcat, and now there's a perfect stranger in my bathroom. Get out, will you? A magical pyramid, eh? Frivolous and lecherous magic, more like. Leave my house, before the divines punish you for your... Out! Now, if you please! This room is private. Don't just...
Lucky find!
On the move for cheese. The excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman
arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt you could even fathom, old friend.
Lighting my pipe!
Oh, careful now. Your head's growing more swollen.
Fresh haddock! Perfect for a fry-up!
Owen has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
Well, hello there.
Sauce hunters, eh? All right, proper, we're finally getting a hand. Things is chaos. If you've got a favourite sheep, best to fry her up now before she gets thieved in the night like me dear plump Ogget. Sorry, can't help you there. Haven't got enough livestock. Yes. Oh, Ogget's been missing for more than a fortnight. I love that sheep, you know. Was planning to cook her into a fine midwinter night haggis myself. Do tell me if you hear anything about her. I plan on pursuing whoever stole her with my cleaver in hand. I recently sold most of the tender loves to a trader heading north. Plenty of business that way these days. Those miners must be preparing for a mighty great feast. Wish I could have a nibble on my dear darlings, all ground and spiced.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Well,
Careful,
hello there.
comrades. I've seen sorcerers infuse even lowly fowl with dark enchantments.
My Valverit spawns. You see sorcery in the clear blue sky, don't you? I bet you'd scream havoc if I were to give you a mirror.
I've spotted something interesting.
Not even worth the rummaging. Everything we do seems to fortify your abilities.
I suppose your example has inspired me to reach heights I never before envisioned.
That inspiration hardly...
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Aim straight, aim true. Arrows by the dozens. Well, what sort of arrows do you want? Freezing? Silver? Poison? Get to the point.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fire.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse has more holes than the slice of this fine golden land.
Heavenly herring. Delicious dogfish. Yours for a scrap of gold each.
Toe of snake, wing of worm, brew and spice 'em, stir and churn.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
What are ye staring at? Some poor chaps lost their ship and want some work? Just send 'em to me and tell 'em there's a Captain Jack's the name. Those scallywags are...
Tomatoes. Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Heavenly herring. Delicious dogfish. Yours for a scrap of gold each.
And don't forget the time you got caught passing a love note to the lizard cat.
Have you found us a job yet? We'll take anything. So, any leads?
Speaking of youthful gore, that loopy legionnaire really thinks that Orky-chan loves him.
I wouldn't let it all within 500 yards of my loving nature.
Ever heard about the time the captain took the...
We should tell them that Captain Jack in the marketplace needs a crew to help load his ship. It's good, honest work.
It's a perfect fit. Captain Jack it is.
So a captain's off...
Is that why we never sailed to
Must we
Yusuf
truly
anymore?
waste precious time providing...
I need a moment to reflect.
That loopy legionnaire really thinks that Orky-chan loves him.
Act now,
I wouldn't let it all
open the
within
doors
500
to them.
yards of my loving nature.
Ever heard about the time the captain took the Duchess of Federal's carriage for a joyride?
No, indeed.
For the good of all, source hunters ought to be as altruistic as I, without exception.
finally got caught passing a love note to the lizard councillor's wife.
Is that why we never sailed to Ythel
Your generosity.
Speaking of youthful gore, that loopy legionnaire really thinks that orky charm loves him.
Steady, boys, steady.
Good on you.
We'll be leaving
These
as
boss men.
Oh!
Interesting devices, these pygmies among pyramids. They may be small of stature, but their potential is gigantic. Deceivingly clever. It is a trait all demonic machinations share. Yes, demonic. So very obvious to the trained eye. These apparatuses have been forged among the voids of the outer realms, where the light of stars does not reach. You do well to treat them with the utmost care. Perhaps it would even be for the best if you sling them into the reaches of infinity that surround the shelter plane. Better safe than sorry. It is an uncommonly trite thing to say, but it applies to all things demon-dreamt and devised. So I shall. Always remember, Hunter, always, that when demons are in play, you are the hunted, and that it takes stupendous cunning and strength to escape their snares. The very moment you are certain you have them in your grip, that is the moment their traps spring, and it is their grip that shatters your soul. Dueling with demons is like playing chess against an opponent with queens for pawns. They sit and grin, while your pieces slip in the sweaty fear that drops from your beleaguered brow.
Heavenly herring! Delicious dogfish! Yours for a scrap of gold each!
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
A good day to you.
Bleeding waste standing here without so much as a piglet in the pen.
My word.
It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great thirst for colour. So ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory
You
reds.
there! Take a seat! Prepare to laugh your... Why do I care what tall tales you've heard about Stefan's origins? Try to do something about it.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol. I doubt I have to tell you that I am the amazing singing Stefan, the only sentient severed head in Sicile. My audience sings my praise. You're a source hunter, aren't you? Oh, bless the seven. Look, you've got to... pleasure to meet you. Now, please, Stefan has many fans to meet today. Psst, help me. Take me to Reginald's cellar. There I will reveal everything. It won't be the worst indignation I've suffered. Get on with it, then.
We will have none of that, you hear? Back for more, I see. Well, I think you've gotten quite familiar enough by now, thanks. Keep your paws in your...
My word!
You there! You don't look like someone who's ever been serenaded by a seven-head.
Bravo! Yeehaw!
You there!
he ate your dog or sunk your ship? No matter. You're at Katerina's fair, a veritable... Well, I'm Katerina the Fair, fairest first lady of the fair, of course. I do love making the acquaintance of my patrons, and who I've an open stage in want of talent, and I've often found the theatre's fever has overchecked the library and see right away might speak to...
Come on! And who are you supposed to be? Katerina's? Tell me when you're ready to begin, and I'll show you to your places and gather you whatever crowd... Ready for your trial by fire, you mean? There's no more savage foe than an audience, my dear. Wouldn't we all? But unlike a true thespian, you happen to... Don't you have an impressive library here in Sicil? I'm sure that... Oh, I should have... No. You there! You look like an actor just waiting for his big debut. Come on! Come on! Can't you hear the stage calling you? You there! You look like an actor just waiting for his big debut. Performers, showmen, show all of them, Sicil, what you're made of.
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
Kajdanor. A brief history in the name of Amon-Hor. I bid thee Tujda Geta Hal. Be welcome, human. My library is yours, as I hope your friendship is mine. Indeed you may. The wisdom I am Victoria, daughter of Mayor Cecil. Oh, I know what you're thinking. The likeness isn't exactly striking, is it? When I was very young, you see, I must have been cast out by my tribe, for I was found in a wicker basket floating past Sicil toward the sea. The fisherman who found me would have drowned me on the spot, for I am an orc after all. But praise be Amon-Hor, dear Cecil was among the gathered crowd, and he took pity on the exiled infant that chance had put in his way. He raised me like I was his own. This kindest of souls taught me... The knight in see-through armor, Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom, Stentiken. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she? The knight in see-through armor, Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom, Stentiken. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she? Volume 1, Volume 2. But where's the third one gone? Shatsu. Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night. Kajdinar. The brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Teleron will have to pay yet another fine.
I've got my eyes on the prize.
Kajdinar. The brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Teleron will have to pay yet another fine. Volume 1, Volume 2. But where has the third one gone? Shatsu. Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night. Volume 1, Volume 2. But where has the third one gone? Shatsu. Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night.
Farm potatoes.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
A good day to you.
Watch the undead quivering.
Toe of snake, wing of worm, brew and spice 'em, stir and...
You there! You don't look like
By
someone
the
who's ever been
seven.
serenaded by a...
What is it this time? Ready for your trial by fire, you mean? And I'd like to be the king of Stormfist. Ready for your trial by fire. And I'd like to be the king of Stormfist. But I haven't got the credentials, have I? Come back when you've found some material worthy of my stake. Ready for your trial. Not planning on playing to an empty.
You hear distant mutterings of curiosity as a small crowd shuffles toward your stage. Now, let's not be hasty. They may be dragging their feet, but your show is short. A few more moments and the crowd will be all settled. Now, let's not be hasty. Now, let's not be hasty. They may be dragging their feet, but your show is sure to knock the crowd's socks off. As soon as they settle into their seats, that is. The stage is yours.
My word! Bravo! Yeehaw!
The crowd breaks into an approving chuckle. Continue, by all means.
Fantastic!
Bravo! Yeehaw!
Good show.
My word!
Eager to hear more, the crowd leans forward with great interest. One lady in the back is already chuckling. She must have heard this one before.
Simply marvellous! Good show!
Simply marvellous.
Fantastic!
The crowd's curiosity is piqued. Oh, do go on before they explode.
Fantastic! My word!
Bravo! Bravo!
By the seven! What a tale!
That's it, Source Hunter. You've got this joyful crowd. They like you. They really, really like you.
My word!
You there! You look like an actor just waiting for his big debut. What is it this time?
I haven't seen a show like that in years.
Well, I must say that was, well, impressive. A bit like myself during my blue period, if I do say so myself. Here, have a little something from...
Fantastic!
Enjoying the fair, aren't you? Of course you are. Entertainment is Katerina.
Show all of the
By the seven!
Today,
What
I
a
think
tale!
our king, the great Sigurd.
Back
and his
for more, I see! Well, I think you've gotten quite familiar enough by now, thanks. I am Reginald the...
and Sigurd himself.
My word!
Great thirst.
Fantastic!
What is it this time? Oh, and I'd like to be the king of Stormfist, but I haven't got the credentials, have I? Come back when you've found some material worthy of my stage. Come on! Come on! Can't you hear the stage calling you? Come on! Come on! Can't you hear the stage calling you? You there! Sit! Stay a while. Right in front. I'll excite you. Don't pity me. No, sir. Just a few years ago, I was the all... When Reginald came, he bought some fan... It seems even my usually... And even when there's no crowd... I don't know how he inspires such loyalty with less talent contained between his hat and his boots than I've in my crust... Come on! Come on! Can't you hear the stage calling you?
precious shape is gone, gone, gone. Think it vanished through one of them swirly shrines?
Enjoying the fair. As I said, speak to...
Fantastic! Who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great...
What are you looking at me for? There's a...
Did he crave creamy blues and gory reds, that he ordered a contest across his realm. Today, I think, a king, the great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great thirst for colour. So ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds, that he ordered a contest across his realm.
Liberté, equality, and brotherhood for all will turn the wicked cleaver of decapitation upon you.
Bah! If you think black sheep are weird, try weird sheep.
Moo! Don't disturb Master Theliron now. He's been so busy with his research, the poor dear hasn't...
I give milk. I give wool. And what do I get in return? One way or another, they always try to fleece me.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
But if from which... Oh, a sauce hunt. No matter, no matter. Even if it couldn't spare its heartiest specimen, I'm sure the order sent the individual with the next highest probability of success. Huh?
So, which of you is more deserving of life? Come, make your case. Excuse me? This is a private sick room. Who in the name of the Seven do you think you are barging in here? I'm sorry. It's this time. I'm an apprentice of the healing arts. Healing! I've been racking my brain trying to decide on the best method to settle this grave situation. Yes, a curious relic indeed. I got it from a kindly abbot, Loic by name, in the northern town of Silver Glen. He is of a certain faith, the Immaculates, they call themselves, that espouses the belief that certain stones can heal wounded I myself was nothing if not skeptical of his claims, but something happened as he handed me the stone. A small cut on my finger instantly healed. But it's strange. The stone is... What would you like to know? One of the brave few willing to traverse the trade routes plagued by the undead. A young man, but excellent in matters of business, before he fell victim. Thankfully for him, quite the venerable staple of Sicile, Stephen, and recently blessed with his third grandchild. He was leading a crew of builders when a stray beam struck him in the temple, and only a few days shy of his last day of work before retirement, no less. Nearly everyone in Cycea. You are? Ah, I thank you a million times for your...
Boris's life has just begun. We can't cut it short now. He should receive the stone.
There's no way Boris should receive that stone over Stephen. Think of Stephen's wife.
Stephen's an old man. He has lived a long...
Stephen's death will hurt far more lives than Boris's will. Let's minimize the heartbreak of this terrible situation and save Stephen.
All right, we'll do it your way.
Stephen, it is. Yeah.
Thank the seven.
This is highly abnormal.
Thank you.
What is this? This lightning? Thank you. Thank you. That strange reaction you caused. Blue lightning from a healing stone. I've never seen anything like it. And the stone looks different now, too. Like it's devoid of life. I begin to wonder... I've been studying. I've a passion... Hello again. Terribly sorry, Source Hunter, but I seem to be fresh. I've been studying. I've a passion for this...
I feel no pleasure in bidding you farewell, friend.
To what do I owe the repeated pleasure, Source Hunter?
Grateful.
Well, she certainly possesses a critical eye and an exacting manner when it comes to making difficult... I expect she'll be another family restored, thanks to the healing arts. I'm glad to hear that Stephen will be returning to the comfortable... Certainly, what would you like to know? The counsellor. Terrible loss, that. Though we were hardly more... From what I can tell, it seems I've applied my... I declare it an act of...
I wish there were enough stones for both of us.
Livestock's got twice the sense and thrice the soul of the average human, I say.
Potions to bemuscle you, scrolls to entussle you.
Watch the undead quiver in their...
Oh, hello, love. Nice day for a little stroll around the market, isn't it?
With a whale and a good start.
That rooster thinks he's such hot...
Sheep's cheese? Tomatoes?
Don't talk to me. You're making me lose focus. Can't you see I'm busy modeling? Obviously, someone's plumage is all those naysayers in the past.
Veggies Cyceal's ever seen.
Have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's
Never saw you in the kink. By all means.
They say
Don't mention orcs to me. People make a fuss about them because I am Unsinkable Sam. At least a magnificent ship she was. Used to belong to a pirate, I was told. Unlike me, she didn't prove to be unsinkable, though. We hit the cliffs right neath the lighthouse. Not very apt a name for that building, I must say, for no light was shining from it. The moment I hit the water, I writhed around like I would on a hot tin roof. By some miracle, I managed to reach the beach, covered in kelp and smelling worse than a fish's funeral parlor. But I was alive, and that was more than anybody else could say. So I was. What friends I had. They drowned alongside the rats I used to hunt in the galley. And there I was, all alone. Not that I have it bad here, mind you. I've milk and fish aplenty. Most folks... Maxine, the mayor's darling pet. So gentle, so fair. She likes me. I know she does.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager
That purring sound. Man-controlled vibrations, I'm sure. Don't be seduced, comrades.
You'll be
That cat
concerned
is a
enough when you
miracle of
realize that
creation.
reward money won't
Don't
be
you
lying
dare
in your
befoul it with your moronic...
Pointless chatter with strangers does so thrill me. How did you know? Please continue interrupting my drink. How curious of you to show interest in a lonesome stranger at the bar. Let me ask, so you've wrangled a position in the Fabulous Five, have you? I'm fairly brimming with enthusiasm at the prospect of calling you a partner. You've been sent after Ahu's insane robot, I understand. Do you imagine that while you're busy being crushed by that abomination, I'll manage to get through a whole
Zimbla... Me? You mean you don't recognize me? Well, you... Yes, that is strange. Strange indeed. But it's a strange world we live in, isn't it? Oh, you'll find out.
A source hunter? I think I'm one of the last folks to hear him alive. Though that's the question, isn't it? I was washing up and nudging the lucky for the perpetrators, I was rinsing bottles in the back when the terrible deed...
Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice.
Greetings, traveller. And you mean you haven't heard? Oh, what fortune that I may steal yourself, friend. For your mortal spirit could be forever transformed from this moment forth by following her instructions and becoming initiated into the one way we can each of us live on for a span greater than the number of stars that twinkle within the... She came from on high to we mortals and showed us the path to the goddess, where she showed us that injury and malady need not... For this hallowed... There, among her followers and friends, dwells the goddess's echo on the path.
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets. Sorry, I've run out of signed handkerchiefs. An Alistair keyring, maybe. In any case, make it quick. You're not the only fan who wants some of my time. Well, well, you're far from my caliber, but who isn't? It's good you're eager, but let me give you a word of warning. Aim for my spot, and your career in the fabulous... Those nasty beasts are hardly worth... You'll be dealing with Ahu's little abomination, will you? I'd go myself, but I'd fear I'd end the fight before anyone else got in their licks. If I don't leave a few crumbs for the newbies once in a while, they'll accuse... What do you mean, not familiar? Why, I'm only the... And don't forget...
What have we here? Tall as an elf, and my word, what passion burns from your eyes. That I have. For nearly a lifetime, it seems. I believe I have found that. Yes, you must join the... I am Anna. Jewel in the crown that is... I've cut 1,000 throats. When the day comes that I contain... But then... So you've joined... I can find... Well, you must be thrilled to find yourself a member. I hear you've been tasked with taking out that crazed robot in the northern cave. I'm sure you'd like to equip yourself with the finest possible accoutrement, wouldn't you? Come, come, I have everything you need. Oh, darling, that was so... Well, you are a member of the...
Hello. I suppose you're... It's very tragic news. I won't...
Have the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses. Made a big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Lords above, grant me patience. You're a source hunter, aren't you? Here because you think I killed my husband. How many times do I need to state and restate my complete innocence in the matter? Like I told just about every legionnaire in town, I don't know anything about poor Jake's murder. I want his killer found and tried, but everyone suspects me of this evil deed. And you're no different, are you? So what happened? Some of them tittle-tattling crab chasers down the pub call me a murderous gold digger and you believe them? The
Quite adamant about her innocence.
We'll need to look for evidence if we want to prove she actually did the evil deed.
Lonesome? Spiritless?
Appears to be locked.
My weary soul in these trying and troubled times.
Never fear, milady. As long as I'm around, no hair on your haloed head shall be harmed.
Assure me, dear Septimus, that you haven't been fighting those awful orcs. I can't bear to imagine. The rock upon which I may rest.
Fortune!
Lonesome? Spiritless? Perhaps wrestling an arm
I'll need to unlock this somehow.
keeping those on hand anyhow? Sentimental reasons?
So tell me, Septimus, would your wife or sweetheart be compensated by the Legion should tragedy befall you
If
on
only
the
the popular
battlefield?
girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become.
Polite, handsome, and single. Don't go anywhere tonight, Legionnaire. I'd be afraid alone in the dark.
If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become.
My, what a strong and handsome officer you are, kind Septimus. You must have fought many a battle, am I right? In fact, I bet you're a real war hero.
Oh, I'm no hero, Esmeralda, dearest. I'm just doing my duty for the Legion.
Well, you certainly are my hero. The rock upon which I...
If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become.
Where's Jake? Did he finally run off with that white-haired woman? What was her name? Candice? Esmeralda's a funny character. She's always got ham on the brain. I've never been inside her secret room, but I bet it's full of hams too. I'd go in and see if I were tall enough to reach the button. Say!
If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become.
So that's what that did.
Esmeralda carries lots of cuts of meat. She carves them up herself, you know. An expert knifer, that one.
Bloody dagger. Could this have been involved in the crime?
Assure me, dear Septimus, that you haven't been fighting those awful orcs.
Spiritless? Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your
The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop, rather. Listen, if you're going to accuse me of something, you would better. Perhaps it is you who should explain your presence in my cellar. And the dagger? It's simply a butcher knife used by my late husband to cut meat. He did so. What'll you think of next? Accusing me of.
Legion's greetings. I have been informed about your heroics on the beach. So fair a lady, steadfast will I. Jake's murder is, in a word, you claim to possess evidence. Used for cookery, was it? Well, that settles it. A perfectly innocent explanation for a perfectly innocent activity. Dear, and what questions are those?
Let us see if you can choose the finest reed! Your son, spiritless.
Oh, I know it's here somewhere. I really want to ruin this particular batch of party elixir with too much worm mutton.
Hello again. Terribly sorry, Source Hunter. That strange
To what do I owe the repeated pleasure, Source Hunter? Well, I expect she'll be a very successful healer.
Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fry-up.
Fade a big change on your book with a wheel.
It's official. The Duke of Ferrol is the worst poet in Rivellon.
In his defense, not much rhymes with murder.
And so we meet yet another adulterous harpy. No doubt.
Another? I don't know which Cecile you've been turned through, buddy. But this one ain't exactly an adulterous harpy nesting ground.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Ah, hello. I suppose... Which one? I've written, Esmeralda, more works of lyrical mastery than I can count.
The hunter returns! I hope you are here. So, what piece of Oh, don't put stock in the hastily scribbled words of a lovelorn fool! This letter, it was a show of passion! A poorly worded passion I did not echo in the least. The Duke, he's like a spoiled child. He's not a man. He's not like Septimus.
My, what a strong and...
Legion's greetings, Hunter. You claimed to possess evidence. There now, she was stringing Ferrol along. Ha! A pampered brat, that Duke, just like she said.
Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
What's this I've spotted?
So, what's the bad news? Sad story, that. Though if I'm speaking plainly, the sentimental aspect of it all does... I just concern myself with giving the remain... What about it? Didn't I just say we gave it a respectable send-off? Why you give...
The sun is out, and yet I feel a cold inside my soul. The bane of age, the crux of years.
Nemrys is the greatest philosopher in the land, you know. I'd give me left whiskers to be half as smart as him.
Hey, wow! I was wondering where that awesome sweaty boot smell was coming from. I'm Murphy, Jake's dog. Wow, you smell great. If I ever find out who killed Jake, the most awesome Jake who ever jaked, I'll bark so much. Seriously, so much. You have no idea. You know who I miss? Jake, I came here.
Here lies Jake. Please do not disturb.
Jake, where are you? Are you here, Jake?
This dog we met. How true a creature he is. How loyal and unwavering in its affections. Animals. Dog and deer, elk and eagle. We burden and butcher them. This kind, this trusty beast. He is man's best friend, though man does not deserve one.
Rest in peace,
Where are you, Jake?
darling.
Are you playing loudly?
You are not of the same. I know. In the animal, this dog.
What trickery is this? That's not Jake.
It's a rotting sheep's corpse. It
Rotten
seems
lamb
someone
chops.
snatched Jake's body.
Rest in peace, darling.
I smell rotten lamb chops.
Here lies Jacques, the oldest man in Sicil. Get off my grave, ye
Rest in
jackanapes.
peace, darling.
Oh!
So, what's the bad news? More a sheep? That's a whole heap of nonsense. Don't bother me with such wild... I suppose you're right. At least if I tell you myself, you'll hear the proper account of things. I buried that blasted sheep, but I swear on my lucky left foot I had nothing to do with that body disappearing. 1 minute it was on my slab, you see. I left the room for just... In its place was a sack containing more gold coins than I could even count. The message was clear. Silent. My business has been declining right alongside the rest of our blighted city. And that sack of gold was worth more than I made during one of the good years. I needed cash, and someone needed my silence. I knew I had to bury something or risk being found out. So that night... Now, you can imagine I've spent more than my share of restless nights wondering who could have won. Plenty of us shopkeepers entrust the mayor with the spare keys to our businesses, you know. And he's the only person in town with a second copy of the key to the mortuary. He could have used it to sidle in without a peep, if he were so inclined. I know it sounds strange suspecting the doctor's apprentice of something so ghoulish as this, but there's few in this city could manage to transport a corpse without raising eyebrows. It was she who delivered Jake's body from the inn to the mortuary. And there was something about her that night. Some kind of seemed she could barely contain her thoughts. That there was something thrilling about to happen. I can't quite settle it in my mind how a young medical professional would have such a strange reaction to an occasion such as that. And this may or may not happen. I never saw a widow less distraught at the death of her husband. And I've seen It was she who rang my bell just before the body was snatched. Lured me outside, claiming she needed air, before discussing the funeral arrangements. Some accomplice could have sneaked in and grabbed the remains while I was comforting the oh-so-over... Aureus himself paid me a visit the night the body was delivered. Can't see why he'd bothered to go through all that trouble. That gold's the only good thing to come out of this blasted affair, and I certainly plan on making some use of it. That old bag's as fat.
Source hunters, eh? All right, proper, we're finally getting... If you've got a favourite sheep, best... Oh, Ogre, you're rotten to the bone. Oh, me poor, sweet, plump girl. You've been wasted entirely. All that roast, all the mutton, not even the sausage grinder will want her now. Give her here, will you? Me little mouldering... That louse! Did he even bother grilling a single luscious chop? I bet he wasted every last morsel. Kept...
This is intolerable.
Tomatoes.
The momentum of time is slipping through our hands. Going away on...
Hello again. Terribly sorry, Source Hunter, but I seem to be... Is that so? Well, I handled the corpse myself, indeed, but I hardly knew the man in life. I was shocked when Ahu asked me to come to the crime scene, but Theliron had taken ill, and I arrived at the inn, where the body lay just where it had fallen. The injuries were like nothing I'd ever seen. A single intricate laceration wove like lace around every inch of his skin. Neither a beginning nor an ending point were discernible. I examined the corpse and recorded. I personally delivered the corpse the short distance to the mortician's house. As far as I know, everything was, as far as a magical murder is concerned, quite normal.
To what do I owe the repeated pleasure, Source Hunter? Well, she's certainly... I expect she'll be a very successful...
The hunter returns! I hope you are here. So, what piece of irrefutable evidence are you...
Wing of worm, brew and spice 'em, stir and churn.
Not the room for cheese. The excuse is more holes than the size of this pie.
Plenty of fish in the sea, but I've got the foulest of the lot on my
We'll be
hands.
leaving as soon as we're packed up.
Well, you see, the gold and silver planets square us.
Yes, honest pay for an honest day.
No, it ain't. You drove it straight to the pub and back.
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Councillor's wife.
Is that why we never sail to Ytham anymore?
Speaking of youthful gore, that loopy legionnaire...
No, it ain't.